Hello?
The republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rich Day. Here. Joe Sanders.
Here.
Dan Rohaley.
There.
Mike Conquest. Here. Chad Jeffries. Here. Laura Sauer. Here. John Marshall.
Here. For present this evening. Next item of business will be approval of minutes. Minutes were in your packet.
Are they on?
Yeah, they're on.
We'll just project. Yeah. All right. Approval of minutes. Any corrections, questions? Motions?
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting as presented.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Rich Day.
Yes.
Joe Sanders.
Yes.
Dan Rohaley.
Yes.
Mike Conquest.
Yes.
Chad Jeffries.
Yes.
Laura Sauer.
Yes.
John Marshall.
Yes. All right, old business tonight, 25-30 Cap Development LLC petitioner owner requests his primary PUD approval. It's a public hearing, Capstone Residential Subdivision. Location is 2021 West 133rd Avenue. The petitioner has requested to have this petition withdrawn completely. We just need a motion from the Plan Commission to take it off the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, call a roll.
Rich Day.
Yes.
Joe Sanders.
Yes.
Dan Rohaley.
Yes.
Mike Conquest.
Yes.
Chad Jeffries.
Yes.
Laura Sauer.
Yes.
John Marshall.
Yes. All right, new business tonight, 25-34 Smith Farm LLC petitioner owner requests his primary plat extension. Greenwood subdivision at 3905 West 133rd Avenue.
Yes, good evening. Ryan Fleming with Smith Farm LLC, 219 North Main Street, Unit C here in Crown Point. Before you tonight for a primary plat extension. Last year, we were given our primary plat approval in October, but with the switching of the order of the meetings from front of the month to the back end of the month, in order to meet the 12-month deadline, we needed to be in September this year. This was master designed for 80 acres with comprehensive 55 lots, I believe, and we will be taking this in phases. So we will be before you a couple of times for primary plat extensions as we phase this development in. Currently, we're in the process of installing the first phase. Substantial amount of work is done. We're starting pipe work. Well, supposed to have started today, but it looks like tomorrow. We hope, based upon the timeline that we're estimating, we'll probably see in December for a secondary plat for this portion, phase one of the subdivision that is, but tonight is comprehensively for the entire subdivision's primary plat extension.
Okay, we'll bring it to the board for any questions or comments. This is kind of a rudimentary.
Yeah, but I do have a question. So I saw some activity there, I went out there, and I thought originally the entryway was gonna line up with Copper Creeks, but they look offset. Is that?
Fair point. They do. The construction entrance we offset. And the reason that for that, Mr. Sanders, is because we have to cross that roadside ditch.
Yeah.
And before we started doing the pipe work, we wanted to get the earthwork done. So
You answered my question. I
Fair
thought it was because of preliminary, but they will end up lining up.
absolutely, 100%.
Great, thank you.
Any additional questions?
Yeah, if my memory serves me well, your engineer wasn't really sure if any of these lots were in the D firm area. Well, I see the 100-year range, and that's a 1%, and that is my understanding is EPA or not EPA, but D firm. And I appreciate none of those lots are in the floodplain.
Yep.
The only concern, and I know this is why we have two entrances, so I don't know that it's a major concern, is your entrance off 133rd is a little better than 3/4 of the way blocked or in D-firm area. So that,
We, through our review process, we mitigated the floodplain with the city.
oh, okay,
So at the entrance for, to Mr. Sanders' point, that ditch as well was delineated wetland, so we had to go through an extensive permitting process. If you recall, actually where our construction entrance was, where we were, approximately where we were going to have our entrance initially when we went through our workshop for our concept plan, and then staff asked us to line it up to create the four-way intersection. So that's one of the reasons that we've been delayed on this project, is because we had to go back to the drawing board, redo some things, go to the core. And then part of that too was that by shifting the road further to the west, we did hedge a little bit into the floodplain. It's very small, but as it was explained to me, and as I understand, the local stormwater review process can allow for mitigation of that. And I believe it's a 1.5 ratio. And we've accomplished that at the site.
so you're saying that road, the entrance there would be raised to help things a little bit?
Oh, the road is easily 5 feet higher than that floodplain area.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Anything additional? Chair will entertain a motion just for a plat extension. 1 year. That's all you want, right?
I'll make a motion to approve the plat extension for 1 year of petition 25-34.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. You have anything to add? No, sir. Josh? All right, any further discussion? Being none, call the roll, please.
Rich Day,
Yes.
Joe Sanders.
Yes.
Andrew Haley,
yes,
Mike Conquest,
Yes,
Chad Jeffries.
Yes.
Laura Sauerland,
Yes.
John Marshall.
Yes. All right, been approved 7-0. Miscellaneous, any miscellaneous, business? Yes, sir. I do have something miscellaneous I'd like to bring up. I had the pleasure of meeting Dave Klein, who claims that he's the project supervisor of, Providence. I was on a record call, and, I've never been so poorly treated in my life, especially the truck driver that got stuck that I was trying to pull out. And I'm concerned, there's 2 subdivisions that irk me in this town. And one of them is Summer Tree, because of the long time, and now we put all them houses in the golf course. And I realize they got another entrance, but I still was up for it. And then Providence out there, 133rd and 9 Mile. So this guy is all about not spending money. Everything is cheap, 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 as cheap as possible. And what scares me is that we had the canvas thing that came in where they got an approval, and then it was, we can't afford to do it that way. And I've looked at some of his ditch work, they're not draining. And his landscaping is terrible. And I know they're coming in with a deal there on Summer Tree to finish those lots up front. And I know they're already talking about trying to cheapen it up. And I'm concerned about the quality that we're gonna get here at Crown Point after the canvas issue. So is there any way that you can look into that, Josh?
Of course, as a matter of fact, I can already tell you when it comes to the landscaping, I've actually thrown that in Ben's hands. He has updated our landscaping requirements, and even in the current review process with what is being proposed for Summer Tree and those lots that are left over, he actually just responded to them today with how they need to improve it. So
Well,
what
I'm
we're
just,
seeing is some of that going above and beyond now.
I'm concerned about what's happened in the past. I don't want to see it happen again. We might as well address it before it gets built.
Yep.
And those, like I said, those 2 subdivisions, you know, and I met the guy, and he's terrible. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know I just look like the record driver, you know, which that's what I look like most of the time, but you know, I mean, well, my wife got this shirt, and it's
Much better than a record driver.
and I love it, just for the record, all right?
hey, driver.
So, but we need to take a look at landscaping, and then drainage that's not getting done right. I mean, you know, the ditches out there, 133rd aren't draining, they're full of water. I think they're supposed to drain.
berming,
But
Irving.
berming,
berming, and whatnot. So I just want to bring it up to the staff that, let's try to, fix this problem before it happens.
We do our best to.
I appreciate that. Anybody else with any miscellaneous business?
Can I jump on that real quick? I mean, this was going to be some of my discussion with Capstone. But I don't know if that subdivision was a PUD or not.
But Providence?
Yeah,
I don't believe it was.
yeah, I would encourage, we see more and more PUDs. And because of the way Capstone was written, they addressed a city code that is no longer a city code. It's a different number. And so I got into the code pretty deep, and it's pretty long. And there's a lot of protections for us in PUDs and a lot of hoops that a developer has to jump through. And I would encourage everybody to look at that, and that is a way that we can really enforce and ask for better, John, to your point.
Well, me and Chad had the Edgewater deal, that didn't get, we spent a lot of time out there, a lot of, I mean, I don't do this for the money, obviously. I don't think anybody here does. If they are, you can make more at McDonald's, let me tell you. Anyways, but we went out to Edgewater, they had bad grading, bad drainage, weeds, they had a mess. And him and I spent several days out there, walking that and trying to get it cleaned up, which I believe that we did. I think with the rest of the city staff that went out there with us, but we really had to put our foot down on it. I mean,
There was a lot of stuff that wasn't right.
yeah. And I'm just afraid that that some of this stuff, I don't know who checks the landscaping or checks the drainage issues. I don't know who does it. I don't know whose job it is, unfortunately. And I think we need to check it. I think that when they put in a ditch, it should work at the least.
Over the course of even this year, we have been getting far more support. I mean, we've always got support from other departments, but now we actually have far more resources we've been able to utilize. We have people in engineers or in the engineering department that we were able to go on site to look at drainage issues when they come up. We've been working with Public Works when it comes to helping maintain some of those properties that the property owner's not mowing it enough. And I am gonna, Pat, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Over the course of us being in charge of this department, we went from roughly just a handful of violation letters over the course of a few years to about 90 last year. And this year we are up to how many?
Today it makes 128 violations.
Well, I'm glad we're discussing it because, I've talked to you guys in the office and I realize you guys are on stuff, but I just wanted to bring this up because
We don't take it lightly.
I met this guy and I was like, wow, is this guy really something, and then he just thought he was talking to some hillbilly, so he just let it rip about basically what a piece of crap I was. And, I was on his road and I better not crack it and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, calm down over there, kid,
Well, if it gives you any level of comfort, Ben and I get very angry at violations without meeting the people behind it.
So when you write these violations, are they all taken care of in a certain period of time, or we still have a lot outstanding?
Actually, the majority are taken care of. So we have been using violations as a way of opening dialogue. There used to be a time where if a violation was found, you just got a ticket and then best of luck figure it out. So what we do now is we will give a call, just touch base. Hey, we're not sure if you were aware this was an issue. Phone call may not always be an option, so the letter goes out just to bring it to your attention that there's a violation. Those people always, the majority of the time, I should say always, the majority of the time reach out and just say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was an issue. Can I have X amount of time to rectify it? Yep, so we'll set a date, we'll let them fix, because some things aren't easy. It might be a shipping container. You're not gonna have that removed overnight. You have all of these different things that come up, so we try to work with you depending on the violation, on the response time you need to get it done and taken care of. We have had a couple that have basically said, well, no, I'm gonna do what I want, you know, you guys are overstepping your bounds. And at that point, it goes to our legal department and then it goes to civil court. And we just let it get handled there. And so far, every time that's happened, it turns out we are not overstepping our bounds because we have a book of ordinances that backs us up. So one of the things that I know I'm most proud of that Ben handles daily is temporary signage and yard signage. Those We Buy Homes Now signs, they've practically vanished from Crown Point. A couple weeks ago, we had 18 of them.
Yeah.
18 of them. Our inspectors who do not work for our department, they work for other departments, but now they work with us so well. The Bobs, actually Bob Boonslow and Bob Franco, drive around every day while doing their jobs. And when they see that signage, they pull it. And it comes into our office where we have quite the collection, including one that someone never came to pick up. It's mine now. I'm keeping that one forever. But we reach out to them and work with them. And so far, all of the response has been, I didn't know. We do this in every community. You're the first one to say something. This is why we're saying something. Because instead of just handing you a ticket for every sign, we would much rather have this dialogue so you know what happened. And instead of getting fined, because not everybody reads the ordinances all the time. There's only a couple of us, myself, Ben, Mr. O'Haley. Yeah, Mike's jumping into it head first right now. We try to work with people because we don't expect you to know all the rules all the time, but working with someone is a lot better than just punishing them for not knowing better.
Well, it's good to hear and appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
The last thing I want to say on this, and the biggest reason I brought it up was because I hear they're trying to get their bond released. And once they release the bond, then it's the city's deal, right?
We're well aware of the drainage in the ditch.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that's holding them up from releasing the bond. Well aware of it.
Well, that's what I heard. So, and I don't want to see the city get stuck with that bill. I don't think it's our bill. So.
We're well aware of it. It's one of the sticking points. until
Well,
we get
I can tell you the guy that ordered it to be done cheap. So I met him. Wow. So,
If you guys ever see things you think may be a violation and you're uncertain, or something that you know for a fact is a violation, please reach out, shoot us an email. I get them from Mr. O'Haley. He seems pleasantly surprised when I get to respond with, yeah, we already sent a letter on that one, and then it goes away. So please do not hesitate to, we can't be everywhere all the time. So if someone sees something, just give us a holler. And we'll
I'm
take care of it.
noticing a lot of temporary signage on Broadway. It doesn't end up being temporary. There's a buffet sign at Rosati's that's not real. There's,
You can see a head shaking because,
okay.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
already on our list.
There was one at the building where the Cold Stone Creamery is.
A lot of those
Okay.
for lease signs were put up with good intention 10 years ago when they built the building. Well, you leased, and you have leased for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we have been working with legal to make sure. I mean, we know when we send a letter, we are correct, but we want to make sure we are leading people down the correct paths as well. And poor Joe gets a phone call at least once a week from us about something that we just want to make sure we're not doing the wrong thing.
okay. Well, you guys are on it.
Trying
I'm
to make,
happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that you're on it too, Doug. So. All right, any other miscellaneous business? You guys got anything to say?
Susan McKendry, I live in Crown Point. I just want to say this was the most refreshing meeting I have been in the city in a year. Thank you. You guys are the guardians of what happens on our streets and in our neighborhoods as far as building and changes, and to watch you guys being proactive and discussing things like this is just very encouraging, especially with everything we kind of see coming down the pipe in the future. So I appreciate it. I want to tell you, I appreciate it. To your comments, I just want to make sure that y'all take some time and maybe go drive around and look at some of LBL's developments before they come into our city. So you know what you're looking at there before they even get here, if you've not already done that. So you don't wind up in the same situation you were in the other day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam Kazitis, 225 East 113th Avenue. I just want to piggyback kind of on yours and what you said about, the quality of these homes in Crown Point. It's refreshing to hear this gentleman putting, 80 acres with 55 homes. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. It's a lot better than, for the plan for, that she mentioned, John Lawton, 4,000 homes on 1,000 acres, 50-foot lots, just crazy. So I too am impressed with tonight how this went, especially with this capstone. I'm glad they withdrew it. I'm hoping that we don't have to worry about that in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, anybody else? Anybody online? Okay. Well, nobody has anything else? Looking for a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.